Hey y'all. Y'all, we back. And we back with an early morning, early night, late evening reaction. Now y'all know how much Miss Nancy means to me. And I know how what Miss Nancy means to you all. Mostly in this case right here. And these are my opinion. My opinion is necessarily based on facts. Okay, your opinion is your opinion. Don't focus on my opinion. Focus on the situation. Okay, the solution. Now, y'all, we're gonna go in this parking lot right here, and we're gonna focus. Don't we're gonna focus on the evidence that's coming in to this case. I just woke up, y'all. Yes, I'm woke. I am woke. Now, y'all, we're gonna get into the. I'm going to stick what I say about the guy, the man behind the mask. Okay, I'm gonna stick with what I think. I'm gonna stick with what's going on in this case. Somebody went to sleep. Somebody went to sleep, and they allegedly forgotten their position inside the home. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit. Okay, we're gonna think about this beautiful 84-year-old woman, smart. She at a pace where she can take care of herself in the house. Okay, but she still need aid. Still need aid, and I know that they have someone in that house with Miss Nancy. Okay, I think on this case, one thing I do, I go to sleep, y'all. I go to sleep thinking about what I need to think about. I can do that. Okay, I only had nothing but time since I retired. I ain't got nothing but time, and I love it because it's suddenly like what I'm used to doing. Evidence, the situation, purpose, the objective. Now, we don't know that neighborhood. Sometimes you can have the best neighborhood until you move people into the neighborhood and they change the neighborhood. Listen to what I just said. Sometimes you can have people come into your neighborhood that can destroy your neighborhood. Your neighborhood was so peaceful. Miss So-and-so up the street don't pass away. She and her husband. Then you got houses around there. Do they have vacant houses around there? This just don't mean just because it's Miss Nancy, it won't happen. But Miss Nancy, I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to help them think about something. I'm going to help them think. Give them a little key, something that ain't nobody said. Now, the book bag, I have a video that I have out that I spend time going online trying to find those clothes he's wearing. And I'm going to keep saying what I say. I'm going to keep saying what I say. At the school where I used to work at, we had to wear uniform. They had the teachers, and I don't care if I was a PE teacher, they made us wear khakis. Okay? Most companies, they have to wear khakis on their pants. You have to look at what color he has on, what color he's wearing. He's wearing khakis and a dark jacket, telling me that this dude he working at a warehouse. This dude is thick. This dude is eating good. This dude in his mask is well taken care of. This dude moves slowly to me, as if he know he don't have to rush. Now he did something that we're gonna get into that, but I'm gonna talk. This is my reaction channel. And this what I see. I believe he was trying to get the attention of someone in that house. Now they messed up for y'all. First, the sheriff said somebody was at the door at 1:45. They was the guy was there at, I think he said 1:45. That's what the sheriff came in there and told y'all the truth. Okay, when the sheriff came in there and told y'all that the camera saw somebody at 1:45, they changed his narrative. Okay, I know y'all don't want to hear what I got to say, because just because I'm just not a big, I'm smarter than you think I am. Now, I'm just a person just retired trying to get my feet out the ground over here on this area, because I never did this. I stayed in the education area, so that means that I'm going to think and seen a lot being a PE teacher. Now, something is telling me that the sheriff thinking has been debunked in this case. He told y'all 1:45. That's what the ring cameras say. Okay, he was doing good. But see, the sheriff was going too fast. He was moving too fast in this case. Okay, the sheriff was moving too fast in this case for the FBI. But see, y'all just don't know. Even though I'm going to say me, the reason why I can speak on me, because I know somebody else saying the same thing. So I'm focusing on the masked man. And I'm focused on what the sheriff said at the beginning. Okay? On some of our jobs, we are divided into departments. You got your PE department, you got the math department, you got the you got the science department, you got the different department, and you had a janitor at the school. You have a custodian at the school. It can be a male, it can be a female. You got everybody who work around the kids at the school on top of the buildings. Okay. How you have to think. Is he from a warehouse? He works. He well groomed. He don't have to shave his mustache, so they make me think that he don't have to cut. Most guys have to cut their. He's not in broadcast because allegedly he doesn't have to cut his beard, shave his beard, his mustache out. I'm sorry, he don't have to shave it. Now let's go back to the sheriff. The sheriff said 1:45. The ring cam caught someone. They caught the masked man at 1:45. Oh, no. No, they didn't. They told us 12. They didn't say 1:45. They told us 12 the first time. The first time we took this case, they said 12 o'clock. They said the masked person was at 12 o'clock. I apologize. I had to do my thinking back, because this case is in my mind. It was 12 when they told us that somebody on the cam they caught somebody on the camera. That's what the sheriff said. I got everything on video. Then they changed around and said that the video that we saw with the dude, it was 1:45, 1:47. Making me think that somebody was in there at 12 o'clock. And he was trying to, hey, wake up. Y'all wake y'all. I don't want to cuss. I don't like to curse or nothing like that. Y'all wake y'all up. He had time that they had time enough. Something about the time, y'all. The time is not right from the sheriff to the FBI. I'm not saying the FBI wrong. I'm just saying that it's right now we are battling against the sheriff department and the FBI. Okay? Yeah. And then you got TMZ right there. Okay? Now the book bag, let's go into the book bag. We looked at the mask, we look at eBay. We saw eBay, no mask looked like that. Somebody said it could be military. And I tell you what y'all say, and I looked it up. Okay, I never tell nobody that their opinion is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. You're just supposed to work with their opinion. It's a key word. Everything that somebody says. It may sound stupid to you, but sometimes it's crazy, the stupid, the things that you don't think outside the box in this case. Who was in that house? Now, I'm going to break this down as dude speak. Because every time I say something, it seems like when I think, I write it down, and these people are thinking like me. Not stupid. Okay, you are not stupid. Y'all been right all the time. And I want to say y'all been right all the time because that's what me and my subscribing everybody else been doing. Now, the mask didn't come from Nike. The mask, yeah, well, I apologize. The mask could have came from Nike. Now, I want to ask y'all something. The dude was too neat to be doing a kidnapping at that. A kidnapper don't want to be identified. A kidnapper do not want to be identified. They don't want to be acknowledged. They don't want you to know that they are wearing a book bag. They don't want you to know nothing about them. What we say, we should not be able to identify the kidnapper because the dude walking on the porch is not your kidnapper, allegedly. But spiritually, they think he is. But if the FBI was so right, then we would have been done with the case. And they picked the wrong dude. Why the anonymous person called in and said the dude? Now let's go back. I'm trying to take everything that we've been speaking about. Now, dude was too neat for me. As if he stays in the house. Somebody else is in that house. Miss Nancy sleep. Miss Nancy being in there. When you're an older person, she may have eye problem. She might have hearing problem. Dude dressed too neat as if, man, y'all open up the door. He hits something that y'all did not pay attention that he did to the ring. I believe dude just got off from work. Allegedly, I think that dude just got off from work. To me, he act like he just got off from work. Looking at the eyes, I don't know why his eyes were red. It was telling me he was feeling good. But you can't be feeling good on a job like this when you have kidnapping to do. You have to think like a kidnapper. This dude was too identical. You can identify. Identical. You should be able to look at this guy and say what I'm saying. Now we're going to take it back to Old Trail. Yeah, I seen that resentment. I seen that. Yeah, you see it, don't you? He's with a company, and we're not supposed to know. He just got off from work. Dude is controlling somebody in Miss Nancy's house, allegedly. Now, let me stay focused. Stay focused. Because y'all got to think about what I'm saying. Okay? I don't have to be Bill Cosby to know this. When y'all smarter than a fifth grader. Now, he hits the... So we spoke about how he dressed. What he has on. The boy just neat. The dude just got out from work. Some companies, offices, you have to wear khakis. Most of the FBI's out there have on khakis. I like to wear khakis. We had, because the school was in uniform, so we had to wear khakis. Who is this person? Who is this strong person? What his occupation? Okay? What dude did when he walked up He tried to get attention to somebody who's not paying attention. Okay? The gloves he has on wasn't gloves that you wear in the wintertime. We spoke on that. We spoke on that before they spoke on that. Because I couldn't find the gloves the other night when we was looking for it. And so I couldn't find out where his gloves. Then I said, I know what he did. Y'all, he has on FBI gloves. He have on work gloves. He have on work gloves on top of his real gloves. Okay? When dude walk up to Miss Nancy home while she in there sleep, minding her business, this dude works either outside or inside, indoors or outdoors. Because he had his flashlight on. Why do he have a flashlight around his neck like that? And it's not a normal flashlight around his neck. They never spoke. We're going to be the first one to speak on the flashlight around his neck. That flashlight around his neck is unusual. Okay, so we got to always think about what's going on here. Why aren't they letting him in this house? Why dude got to get the attention of the person on the porch? Now, when he walked up like a guy just got off from work. He didn't walk up to the house like a kidnapper. He didn't. He walked up to the house like he stayed there. You're supposed to left the door unlocked. When have you ever known a kidnapper to check a doorknob? And then when he checked the doorknob, you forgot to leave the door unlocked. What are you doing inside the house? What time did the camera came down? Y'all got to go back to 12 o'clock. Think about everything. Did the camera come down at 12 or did the camera come down at 1:47? So what they trying to throw y'all off, the sheriff said the camera came down at 12. But then if FBI trying to change it to 1:45, to 2 o'clock in the morning, now they don't change to 2 o'clock, I'm going to say 2-ish in the morning. Okay, then they're telling me that somebody know what's going on. Somebody work out. Somebody know what's going on. Somebody is with dude with this neat, handsome man with this mustache who's so groomed. It was shaped. He shaved it. He shaved whatever y'all do to the beard. Hey y'all. Hey Chad. I'm not ignoring y'all though. I'm trying to. Yeah, Rich Anthony. Walmart. We spoke on Walmart the other day. We spoke on Walmart. So you can get uniforms. Walmart has some of the best khakis. I have so many bags of khakis, y'all, I had to throw them away. When I was a school crossing guard after retired from education, I had khakis on. It was uniform. This guy is in uniform. That dude, everything probably started once he got in the house. Somebody, I ain't no sleeping, baby. Well, I don't did my sleep. I retired now. I do what I want to do now. So are you okay? Let's stay focused on what I'm saying, though. Okay, you can't. That one thing a man can't live with me. Cause I can go to sleep and wake up when I want to. I'm really grown now. I'm real grown. I do what I want to do. So let's go back to Walmart. Has every uniform for every school inside their store. Okay, anybody want a pair of khakis? Yeah, I have so many, a bag of khakis, I had to throw it away. Then I got to go I threw some away from the department that I used to work at. I would always be in uniform. The guy, the shoes he was wearing was neat. This dude was too neat to be doing a kidnapping. He's not your kidnapper. I'm not saying he's not involved. And the mask he got on, his big head just came from work. So it's telling me that a female is in here somewhere taking care of Miss Nancy. They living in the house. The house is big enough to live in. So dude, when he walked up, he did something y'all didn't notice he did. On the window, he walked up on the porch. When you look into the house, he looks into the house, open the door. It's almost, that's when he touched his pants. Well, I never know why. I said, what is that in front of his pants? Now, he want to. Did the dude have a? The dude want? Hey, don't forget what I got here. Open the door now. Okay, so you sleep, huh? Okay, I told you I was on my way. I know dude got a cell phone. I know dude got a cell phone. But is it in this book bag? Now, the dude went to work, y'all. Dude just got out from work. That's the game, that's the play. He been staying in that house. He know Miss Nancy is alone. Okay, all these people who not paying me no attention, you better pay me some attention, because at the end, I'm going to be right. Okay, I've been right so far. Okay, I ain't just started thinking investigation. Been doing investigation. Okay, so dude walked up to the glass and he looked in there. Oh man, she ain't sleep. I'm gonna say she ain't. You sleep? You know what time I get off from work? Then when he left that side of the glass, he walked over there with a ring. He did something to the ring that y'all not paying attention. Whoever inside of that house is working with him. He took his hand when he left the door. He hit the ring. Wake up, Lanita. He was hitting the ring with his gloves. Like, hey, you don't see me. You're not even paying attention. You ain't not sleep. But, being around older people, you go to sleep. Okay? So he took a glove. He was hitting the ring and checking the doorknob. What kidnapper do that? What kidnapper check a doorknob? If you go kidnap, you know how you gonna kidnap. You didn't have to do all of that to get Miss Nancy the attention. You could have broke the window. Why y'all so neat? They are so neat in this case, y'all. This dude is too neat for me. He's a neat individual. They ain't broke no glasses around the house. They didn't have to. They don't have to. They can go in the front door. They didn't have to use. They know Miss Nancy, and he knew whoever stayed. Them people stay in that house, y'all. That dude right there remind me of a homeless dude. So the dude made me think that he lives in that house, and he just got out from work. And when he took his hand and he hit the camera 3 or 4 times. Waving, trying to get attention from whoever got the ring cam. It could be on their phone. We know Miss Nancy has to have a cell phone, and everybody have a cell phone these days. They didn't come to the door, so he checked the door. Like, dang, you ain't leave the door unlocked. Don't play with me. He walked away. This dude is 7 feet something. Not 7. I'm sorry. 5'9", 5'8". So, dude walked away from the house. On the side, when he walked away from the door, he looks down on the ground. If he's a kidnapper, he would have had all the tools he need to go in Miss Nancy house. He would have had everything he need. You don't have to do this. He didn't have to do this, because this is not what he looking for, because he allegedly stays there. Now somebody acting different, because they locked him outside the door. They locked him outside the house, y'all. When he walked away, he walked over there by the bushes. He said, oh, wow, they didn't even leave the key right there. They didn't even leave the key out there. Somebody in this investigation changing their mind because they like Miss Nancy. So it's somebody who knows what's the play that's going on. He makes me think that he's lived there. First he was acting like a homeless person, but the man is too neat for me. So I'm just going to say he just got out from work, and a woman is working with him in this case, and then we don't know what's going on after that. So nothing wrong with what the dude had on, but don't know kidnapper is not that neat. A kidnapper, no, come on, they gonna get you, they gonna get you. And then why are they kidnapping Miss Annie? See, y'all tell the church people everything. Y'all tell everybody on your job everything. Sometimes it's good not to share everything. You tell the people, your yard people, everything. You tell people everything. Some people just tell people everything. When dude walked over there and stooped down in that grass, he was looking for something. Why would he, if you're a kidnapper, he would not be looking for no stick or nothing to try to get in that house. He thought the key was over there. Maybe she put the key. She usually, I'm just saying, she got the spirit said that it's a lady in that house with Miss Nancy. Okay, whoever there don't been there before. The other person. Now, it don't mean that it could be the man that walked up on the porch. The dude that walked on the porch is he is a controller. And what made me think that he was a controller, because he had to show her what's in his pants. He had his gun in his pants. Now he had a little bit where I couldn't see that. Okay, so when he walked back up to the door, that's when everything, dang, she ain't woke up yet. Oh, that when he was just playing with the camera. He looked up the street. He was watching somebody. And he pulled his sleeve. Y'all ain't paid that no attention. He pulled his sleeve up and he looked at the time. He's communicating with someone. How did a man, nice, groom, do this by himself? Is he a distraction for us? The way that man moved, he did not move like a kidnapper to me. It has to be a car somewhere. Somebody should have seen the camera, should have caught a car leaving there. Because Miss Nancy ain't walking nowhere. Y'all know that. She can't barely walk 50 yards. The police, that was a, yeah. Now, that's what I'm going to say about the dude. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to break this video down. This is a reaction channel. If you want to look at it on, you can go watch it by yourself. But right now, this is what we do. We're critical thinkers over here. Okay? And we think outside the box. You have to think outside the box. So I'm going to say a male and a female and some people. Some people involved. And they took Miss Nancy away from that house that day. Why did they go about taking her and making noise? They dropped blood on the ground. Where did that come from? Did it happen when did she hurt herself with her glasses? What she hurt herself? How she hurt herself? On the porch. That's clumsy for the kidnapper. That's very clumsy. You leaving evidence. You leaving a trail. Why? A kidnapper don't leave a trail. A kidnapper don't want you to recognize them, identify them. A kidnapper gonna do what they want to do and bring you back out of there. You ain't gonna see nothing. And they ain't gonna use that front though. They don't have to. So we're gonna get into evidence and ex-FBI and how they process things. And y'all are doing a great job, okay?
Nancy Guthrie, authorities have released new information about the suspect, including the backpack that he was wearing the night that Nancy was taken. Joining us now live tonight from Tucson with the very latest, our very own Jonathan Hunt. Jonathan.
And Sean, on top of that picture of the backpack, they've also told us that the suspect seen breaking into Nancy Guthrie's home is about 5'9" to 5'10" of average build. That clearly isn't much of a description.
See how he in that light
camera? That the FBI is now putting out. We're also getting this information tonight about this apparent turf war between the Sheriff's Department and the FBI.
Y'all didn't see how many times he hit that camera? He hit the camera trying to get their attention. They sleep on the job. They sleep on the job. Can't sleep on the job. We don't know if he the kid. Now, that man too grown.
Pima County sheriffs apparently shipping off potentially important evidence, including a glove found inside the house and a DNA to a private lab for
in
Florida.
Scott, he's not nervous.
To their unmatched facility, the National Lab in Quantico, Virginia. Obviously, what the Guthrie family does not want to hear is anything about infighting. What they want to hear is progress. And just the news that comes out, though, within regard to that infighting, from breaking down our reporting, Sean, is the most interesting thing, I think, and that is this is the first time we have heard that a glove was found inside Nancy Guthrie's house. Now, we don't know at this point.
What? Let's take that back. He said what? This is the first time that they done found out that they done found gloves inside her house. Well, I'm gonna take it back because I misunderstood him. Okay? Let me take it back and see, is that what he said? Right. See, that camera can't be pulled down. Right, you can take my ring out camera down, but that don't mean that you monitoring. You can take it down. I can take the shade now, but we're going to talk about it. Let's stay on them. Let's stay right on, Gwen. Let's stay with what they saying. Let's take what they saying.
Here is anything about infighting. What they want to hear is progress. And just the news that comes out, though, within regard to that infighting, from breaking down our reporting, Sean, is the most interesting thing, I think, and that is this is the first time we have heard that a glove was found inside Nancy Guthrie's house. Now, we don't know at this...
Stop. There you go. He said this is the first time that we found out that a glove was on the inside of the house. They don't want to leave no fingerprint. No fingerprint. So you got gloves found way up the street somewhere, some miles, minutes from there. Then you got gloves in the house. That's telling me that, like I said from just a few minutes ago, and we working this together, but I'm just saying, somebody in that house, I just told y'all that. All them people working together. They went to sleep on the job, waiting on him to get off from work. You got to have a plan to do this. And we know that they can be nice people. But they're not nice people, but they don't want to hurt Miss Nancy. But you don't do this unless you're kidnapping somebody who wants something. Right. That got to think, y'all. Okay? Now they done found gloves on the inside of the house. Trust me. When they put that white tent up, they brought some stuff out that house. That's where the pair of white gloves come from. These people been in that house, y'all. Yeah, but they ain't gonna have no DNA on the glove. These people move smart because that's what they have to do on their job. Okay, this a job, and this job is thinking almost like the FBI. Their job is almost thinking like a sheriff. Our job is almost thinking like a coach. This job is almost thinking like a company. They're thinkers. They know what they're doing. And I told y'all yesterday, look at the pool. There are 2 chairs right there. Those 3, I don't know, 3 chairs out there make me think that, who these chairs for? Who been laying out there in them chairs? The pool, everything that's neat is like, what you call them people, but, I keep forgetting, squatters. It could be. We said that from the beginning. It could be. But I'm going to stick with a woman who was on the inside of that house. That's what I'm really going to say. His mustache made me think that it was a man. But women can grow mustache, but I'm going to say that it's a man. But I think that it's a woman in the house. Now let's stay with the key evidence. Now they don't find gloves. Why gloves in the house? Because we don't need to get caught.
Our reporting, Sean, is the most interesting thing, I think, and that is, this is the first time we have heard that a glove was found inside Nancy Guthrie's house. Now, we don't know at this point who that glove belonged to, what kind of glove it was. But if it was one of those gloves that was being worn by that suspect as he was on the front porch of Nancy Guthrie's home that night, then clearly that is the biggest piece of evidence we have heard about so far and could be critical in solving this case. One final point, Sean. Savannah Guthrie posted a very moving video on Instagram today showing some old footage of her and her siblings with her mother. She put a song over that video, Sean. It was by a band called The Brilliance. The final words of that
Wow. Song. See, when you get something in memories, what that mean, y'all? Right, but look, y'all, stay what they doing right here. Look, now, these are memories. What do they do in church? Some church, they show memories of you and your loved ones. Why is the media is at her funeral? It seems almost like I'm just talking, y'all. By showing the Instagram and an old video of her mom with them is telling me, are we having a funeral for the people? And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all loving my mama. I didn't know these many people love my mama. I didn't know these many people, so much love in this world like this. She's showing us memories of her mom with them, y'all. Savannah is.
May you find a light to guide you home. Sean?
All right, Jonathan Hunt, thank you for that report. Joining us now, Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett, former FBI special agent,
right,
Fox News contributor Nicole Parker, and the CEO and founder of the National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases, also the host of the Crime Reconstructed podcast. Morgan Wright is with us. Nicole, I'll start with you. Turf wars, very familiar to people in law enforcement. I'm sure you had some experience with that in your years with the FBI. That seems to be problematic. What are your thoughts about the glove going to a private Florida lab rather than Quantico?
I have some very strong feelings about that because there is a woman's life who's on the line.
Right.
This is not the time for ego and politics. You need to put that aside and you need to play together in the sandbox. You need to get, everyone on the same team. And frankly, Sean, it only seems that there's one side that doesn't want to seem to play. The FBI has literally stepped in and rolled out the red carpet with every possible resource that anyone could ever imagine.
I told y'all it's the sheriff. It's the sheriff working with the FBI. I told y'all.
I would think that the sheriff would want to welcome that invitation and to
That's
utilize
right.
that. I can tell you for a fact, I've sent very key evidence off to Quantico for the lab and to have DNA testing. And Nancy was correct. There could be a very limited amount of touch DNA, and if you utilize that and it's gone, then how is the lab at Quantico is supposed to retest the same item? It may not happen. But I'll tell you right now that the CODIS system at the FBI, which is the combined DNA index system, is the best. That is where we keep the national database to determine, for instance, a convicted offender or arrestee profiles. If someone's been arrested or convicted, their DNA is in the system, and that's how you actually check it.
Right.
It's the CODIS system. If it's not in the CODIS system, then you a lot of times go to the genealogical DNA route. And so it's very important, not the time for ego, not the time for politics. It's the time to process evidence in the most efficient and best manner possible. And I'd also like to draw attention to the tip line. It's something that we've been talking about quite a bit. The FBI has just upped their cash reward to $100,000.
Don't do that, Queen. Don't tell me what nobody said. Think for yourself.
Because I know for a fact people are contacting me. Hey, I've got these ideas. What do I do? 1-800-CALL-FBI. You don't need to take it to TMZ.
She could be.
You don't need to, send it off to
Y'all
the
listen
media.
to them.
You can send it straight to the FBI. And if it's a credible tip, they will investigate it. There are over 13,000 tips that have come in.
Right.
There's a National Threat Operations Center. It's called NTOC. It's out of Clarksburg, West Virginia. There are agents and analysts working 24/7 right now, around the clock. They take
when you said 13,000 tips, guess what? You saying a lot. 13,000 tips? It's really more than 13,000 tips. Who are tipping, and they gave y'all the wrong guy, or did they gave y'all one of the workers? Who is the guy who dropped the food? Some people stay in this house, y'all, because they had the dude brought some food over there, dropped food out there before.
They prioritize them, they determine if it's relevant, and then they send it out to the field to take action on it. And that's how this case will be solved, is through a tip.
Greg, we wouldn't have the video but for the FBI. Now, my FBI sources from day one were telling me about this conflict and about the turf war and how it was very obvious they didn't want them involved in the case. And in this case, they took evidence and didn't even hand it over to them or even make them aware of it.
Right.
But at the same time, the FBI was telling me, please, don't highlight this. That was from my knowledge only, and I've kind of been keeping...
So I don't understand. Why don't no kidnapper bring no attention to the media unless they upset with you, upset with the person? Why would they tell TMZ? Why would TMZ investigation? Why did they go to them? They could have put this in the public like they did. They could have used Miss Nancy to put this in the public. That Arizona sheriff could have did this. He could have put it in the public. You don't need TMZ to put it in the public. So why did he use TMZ for the first knowledge? Think about it, y'all. A kidnapper takes you when you big like Miss Savannah. And the mama used to be big, y'all. But when you take somebody big like that, come on now.
Talking cryptically about it, now it seems like this is problematic.
It's a problem.
Sean, I mean, this...
Why we call it a problem, but Trump calls it a solution. Y'all got to think. He calls it a solution, and he just calls it a problem. It's really not a problem. They know what's going on. I don't have to go to bed. I'm retired, baby. I don't did my time. You go to bed.
Between the sheriff
I'm not married, baby.
Is both reckless and just plain foolhardy, because the FBI has the best forensic lab in the world, but more important than that, they have access to a vast crime database, criminals and DNA.
And why you would send this to a private lab in Florida and not go with Quantico is really mind-boggling. We do have the backpack. There it is, identified. That's critically important. I'm sure the search is on stores in the region who may have sold it to somebody, or Amazon, somebody bought it, it was delivered. That's important. The other thing I noted today is that they did send out a message to people in the area asking about two particular dates, January 11th and 31st, a specific nighttime time frame, which suggests that they have some clue as to reconnaissance, casing the house in advance. And in particular, they may be looking for a vehicle on Via Entrada. I'm hopeful about a couple of things. First of all, as good as the FBI is and was in getting that doorbell video, what about the camera equipment inside? I bet
there you go, James.
By the FBI in private partnership, and they can find the audio code, decode it, and then transform that so that we can possibly hear what was going on the inside. The other thing I'm hopeful about is the set of gloves.
That dude just got off from work.
Side of the road. There's got to be DNA evidence inside those gloves if those were the ones worn by the intruder.
Right,
Think about it. You're abducting somebody, and you got to be nervous. You got to be sweating profusely, so there's got to be DNA.
Right, this dude is too calm. Just like I told y'all, he stayed there. He lives there, and somebody inside that house. That's right. He don't. This is not your kidnapper right here.
Crime Reconstructed, a podcast, and your background.
But he know what's going on.
The National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases, so you deal with this all the time. DNA to me is critical in this case.
And how we know that nobody let them people live there? How we know that nobody anybody said could have said you can spend the night, y'all can. They made themselves home in their home. They homeless. They make them. He act like he lives in the house. He checked the doorknob. Thank you, Scott. We cares. People cares about what he says. She just an old white lady. Okay, that's okay. You know, we don't let you say what you want to say, but we ain't paying attention to that though. Yeah, don't do that.
Why would you send it to a private lab? And why the reluctance from the very beginning? My sources in the FBI were telling me that they were almost pushing them away from day one. Why would they do that?
Sean, I'm kind of like Matthew McConaughey in the movie We Are Marshall. I'm here to help solve the case. I can't. They're going to have to figure out how to handle the turf war, and I'll tell you what they're missing out on. They're missing out on a lot of the ability to work together. There's synergy when you work together. 2 + 2 becomes
right. 6. See, that's what I just said when I first started. When you on the job, like with the FBI and the sheriff, and then you got more people. Somehow they are divided. The department has became divided. The FBI working over here, and then you got we ain't gonna tell them everything. The sheriff working over here, and then you got the other people working around here, and you got this here. And if you don't work together, you can't figure this out. I believe he just came home from work, and somebody else is in that house. All of them connected. But this is these people right here. When that door was locked, it changed everything about the case. When he came up there, he tapped on that screen like that, like open the door. But they ain't nobody paying it no attention. Dude just got whoever inside of the house not let everything changing. Everything changing, y'all. The plan getting ready to change. They can't stop anything because they're not working. They all over the place, right, Jen? They all over the place.
So let me add one point though. Is something I was thinking about when you're talking about it. Beyond DNA, there's actually ways, and they've done this on cases involving plastic tarps. In the Wayne Williams case, that he was convicted of killing the Atlanta child killer, they actually compared carpet samples. The FBI will have expertise beyond DNA of looking at the glove in the house, the glove that was found on the side of the road, comparing it to see, does it come from the same lot? Does it have the same cuts? Does it have some of the same characteristics that define it coming from the same lot? That would then initially link the glove in the house to the glove there. And so right now, beyond that, part of the reason I'm out here too is I've got a team of analysts. We're working on metadata. We're doing a huge data dump, going to feed it into some AI later tomorrow and start crunching these numbers to align with some of these sightings about the van, to align with where the glove was found, and see from a signals analysis perspective if we can identify mobile devices that were in the area, and if so, then we're able to feed that information back to law enforcement and have them trace that.
Well, that's really helpful.
See, he brings the gloves from his job. Even if you're working in Walmart, you have to be uniform. I worked at Publix over there in Florida for a minute. Just to have a 3-hour job. When you retire, you want to do something. This dude right here got his whole mustache. He is not trying to hide from y'all. Y'all aren't even supposed to know that he lived there in this house.
I wish all the success, Morgan, and you're right, all hands on deck. That's what should be happening here. All right, thank you all. Morgan, thank you. Greg. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to
Lord
Fox
have
News
mercy.
YouTube page and catch our
Come on, let me see what else new they got out there, y'all.
You
But I just want to bring that. Let me see what else they have, y'all. The crib. Let me see. Let's see if anything else new came in. I want to look at this. Oh. Then we already covered. Okay, y'all. Well, what I do is anything else new come up, we're gonna sit here. Wait a minute, 2 hours ago, this I did to build a composer. Okay. So what we'll do, y'all, we'll hold on. Let me see. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Oh wait, hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me let y'all get this. Hold on. Let's head.
Hold up. Alana in Texas, dreamiest protein coffee order.
How you know she had somebody taking care of her? Where you get that information from, Michelle? Where did you get that information from? Where did you find that information from? If she got to have somebody there at night. She needs somebody there with her at night. But where did you find that information at? Because if you found that information right there, then you need to take it to the FBI. They would have known that like me. But no proof that nobody was staying there with her. So, those just your opinion.
See Guthrie missing now for nearly 2 weeks.
We have new details released to the public tonight as law enforcement pieces together new clues. And CBS LA's Hunter Sowards has been closely tracking the story. She joins us now with the latest. Hunter?
Well, Pat and Rutabaga, the FBI tonight putting out a narrowed down description of the person they say they're looking for, giving his height and his build, while neighbors are being asked to turn over video from last month, potentially linked to a suspicious car. Detectives going door to door today along a road near Nancy Guthrie's house, looking for security footage from 2 specific dates. They're looking at homes along Via Entrada, about 1.3 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house. They want homeowners to look at video from the night of January 11th between 9 and midnight. That's almost 3 weeks before Nancy was taken.
They want to see if there were any drive-runs, any site surveys done of Nancy's property before this strike.
Investigators erected a tent at Nancy's home for a brief time today. Experts believe it could be to replicate the dark conditions when the suspect came to the door that night.
This is clearly an indication they are trying to zero in on his exact height.
The FBI able to narrow down that description, saying the person is male between 5'9" and 5'10", with an average build. This is a picture.
Wait a minute, hold up. Hold on for a minute, y'all. This dude is wearing what the other dude had on. He's wearing everything. He know Miss Nancy there by herself. dude probably sleep. It's weird though. That's weird there. That's not no kidnapper. Or is he driving that truck? A kidnapper has to have a car, a helicopter or something, a bus, a truck.
Between 5'9" and 5'10", with an average build. This is a picture of the type of backpack he was wearing. It's a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack. It's a backpack some say looks similar to new video out tonight, showing a man approaching the back of a home about 5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. The CBS News confirmed team has verified the location.
First of all, this here dude here is not my man. This is not my man. The dude who they showing is not my man. Because this dude here is built. Now, I tell you one thing, they could work in the same department. They could work in the same store. They can work together to throw y'all off to doing what they doing. Just because he got the same back, this don't look like the guy right here. Not from the shape of the guy. This guy not neat like the other guy.
It's a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack. It's a backpack some say looks similar to new video out.
Nah, he's not neat like the other guy. But they probably work at the same store. They live in that house. All of them working together and they dress like to throw y'all off. That dude right there don't even look like he has some muscles like this other dude. Right, Quinn. There's crooks everywhere over there in that neighborhood. Now this right here, they working together. He could be at the same place. This not him right here. That boy who we saw 5'9", he was thick with it. His cousin that seen him. Okay, for 29 years, and we talking about how to pick the police incompetent because this is a mess. Yeah, that guy right there, I don't see no muscles. That dude right there at that door, I ain't trying to be funny, but he was a nice built person. This person right here, nah.
Tonight, showing a man approaching the back of a home about 5 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home.
Nah.
The CBS News confirmed team has verified the location of the video.
He can't even climb the fence. Look at him.
Time the video was taken. Also at the center of the investigation, a pair of gloves found about a mile or so from Guthrie's home. They appear to be similar to the one seen in the doorbell video. Investigators still testing them for DNA. In a touching tribute today, Savannah sharing a video and a family photo from when she was a child. The caption reading, "Our lovely mom. We will never give up on her."
You know what? Nancy wants to, they seem like wherever Miss Nancy at, do Miss Nancy have dementia, y'all? Do she have dementia? It seems like they trying to make her remember them. That's what it seemed like to me. Do she have dementia? Cause they'll just go somewhere. Where they could Uber driver? Did they check all the people? Okay. The videos right here, when you showing video you was young, you trying to tell your mama we love you. Mom, do you remember us, Mom? Either it could be sending a message to us, cause she said we would never give up on her. Thank you. Why did they said we would never give up on her? You see what I mean? Thank you for your prayers and hope. She's talking to us. Now she's talking to us. Nancy is telling us something.
Thank you for your prayers and hope.
A lot more work needs to be done, but the community's assistance is going to be instrumental in bringing Miss Guthrie home.
Outside the 84-year-old woman's home, community members placing dozens of yellow roses near the mailbox in show of support. Well, we still have not heard a follow-up on if any DNA was recovered and found on those black gloves that were found near Nancy's home. Investigators, though, are now racing against the clock for a different...
All right, y'all. I'm just thinking about not Nancy, but what her name? Savannah been showing memories. Something strange is they also said to take a minute. Yeah. She can't go that long. They praying for her. They want us to know that they do love they I don't know. They know more than what we know. I love y'all and I'm out of here, but as soon as I'm new, I'm gonna pop up and I can stay up all night long. I know y'all wish y'all could do what I do. Hey, I'm out, y'all.